Hey guys, it's Tuesday, November 24th. I'm Charlene Haraveld. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Tonight we are going to make a fun card. There's that word fun again. This is tonight's project and it is a 5x7 card. Also, it is an explosion card. Ta-da! Isn't that fabulous? So there are so many different varieties of designs that you can do with an explosion card. You can make birthday, have confetti pop out when you open it up. There's so many different ideas. But tonight what I'm gonna do is just show you the different measurements so you can write them down or you can look back at this video when you wanna create your own project. So let's get started. The focus of this project is going to be creating the inside explosion part of the card. So for the outside of the card, I am going to leave a link because I have made several samples using these items. The Snowman Builder Punch, the Stitched Shapes dies, and the Snowman Season stamp set. So I used all of these things to decorate the card. So what I'm going to do is leave a link below to one of the projects that explains how to go ahead and make the snowman and make the circle dies and decorate the front of the card. So look below for that link, but tonight I want to concentrate on how to create the inside of the card. Let me just say that when you are cutting out your circles to decorate the outside of the card, go ahead and make an additional one for the inside because this is where you're going to write your little sentiment or your sign your name. Okay, so the card base itself is 5x7 when it's folded. So you want to just take a piece of your 8.5x11 cardstock and cut it to 7 inches by 10 inches and then score it at 5 inches. And then you can fold it in half. And I just put a strip underneath here of Highland Heather cardstock, and then this size of cardstock is 4x6 if you want to copy the card the way that I made it. But let's get to work on the inside fun explosion part. To make the explosion part of the card, you want to take a piece of designer series paper that is 10 inches by 10 inches. Any design that you want. And what you want to do is, I like to just do this the old-fashioned way with my hands, and instead of using the Simply Score tool, and I want to fold it up point to point like a triangle, like that. So I want that point to match there, and this point down here. And if the reason I'm doing it by hand is because it's a lot easier to make sure that it all matches up correctly. And once I've done that, I can go ahead and use my bone folder and make a really firm score line. Then open it up, and you want to do the same thing in the opposite direction. Bring the other corner in and make sure that you are just, looking to make sure that it's all lined up, because precision with this fold is pretty important so that it doesn't like hang out of the card when you put it in the final greeting card. So you can go ahead and fold it a few times and score it a few times so that it's nice and perfectly scored, and the score lines are really firm. And then take the paper and you can fold it in half and line it up. So you're folding it in half toward you. Line it up like that. And and you're only gonna do that in one direction, okay? So now you've done, if you can see, it kind of looks like, it's like a star, sort of. You have a score line going this way, you have a score line going this way, and then you have a score line going across the center. You're almost done, believe it or not. So now what you want to do is take your paper trimmer with the scoring blade, and you want to come over here and put this at the 2-inch mark, and you are going to have the score line here be your guide. So you want to come down and just score it down to, you can either look and see the 2-inch mark on the side of the paper trimmer, or it's really hard to see the score line on here. So what I would do is just line it up on 2 inches over here, and then just score down to 2 inches over there. And then just keep turning the paper around, and you want to do that on every corner. So I'm going to come over here and do the same thing down to 2 inches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now I want to do it on the, so it's scored here now, but I need to score it on this side. So I'm just going to flip the paper over and do the same thing. Put it to the 2-inch mark and then go down 2 inches. Flip the paper around, 2-inch mark, go down 2 inches. Third time, 2-inch mark, go down 2 inches, and then finally 2-inch mark and go down 2 inches. And now you have all of the scores done. So let me just review. The first thing is triangle end to triangle end, triangle end to triangle end, in half, whoop, I flipped it, in half, and then on each corner, 2 inches down, 2 inches in, 2 inches down, 2 inches in. Okay, so now is the explosion part. How in the world do we go from this to this, where everything is popping in like that? Okay, so take the paper and grab your little fingers and pinch in the middle. And then take one side and mount and fold it up so that the peak of the paper comes up. And then do the same thing for the other side, like that. Okay, so now you're gonna have this. And now we're gonna do the same thing with these little sides here. You want to fold them up just like that. So we have this folded up here, and then we have these little square parts, those little triangle parts that we also just folded up. So once you've popped up the corners like this, I want you to take it and pinch it and then pull it to the inside. So grab it, pinch it, and pull it to the inside. And I'm gonna do that on all 4 corners. So I popped it up this way. I'm gonna grab it, pinch it, and pop it to the inside. So it should look something like this, and then flip it around and do the same thing on the other corners. Pinch it, tuck it to the inside, pinch it, and it might have the tendency to not want to do it. So Like this one's kind of giving me a hard time. So kind of bend it here. If it's giving you a hard time, bend this up, pinch it, and put it to the inside. And there you go. So it should fold up just like this when you're finished. Okay, so there's the line that we made that went halfway across. That's gonna be the center fold in the card. So just so that I'm just gonna give you some time so you can look at it, and if you wanna pause the video, if you're gonna go back and watch this again, you can pause this here or take a screenshot of this so you can see how all of the pieces fold in together. And now we can attach it to our card base. So we have our card base that is 5 inches by 10 inches, and we scored it at 5. So it's 7 inches by 10 inches, and we scored it at 5. So it's 5 by 7. Then we're gonna take this little contraption that we just made, and just so you can see, when it's all folded down, it's going to fold like that. And this is why the folding kind of needed to be precise. Mine's a little off because you don't want to see the bottom sticking out at the bottom of the card. But the easiest way to attach it is to just take some of your Stampin' Seal Plus. Maybe let's put it on the Designer Series paper. And then you want to just eyeball it in the center here, the center and the top, and adhere it down. And then we will put some more adhesive on this side, fold the card up like that, and now we have it adhered. So that is how you make the explosion card. This is one of those where the words and making it are hard to explain, so just please go back and rewatch it. It really is fun. Now let me show you how I decorated the inside of mine. So on the outside it says Merry Christmas, and then you open it up, hoping this season builds heartwarming memories. And then I put this circle down here to write on. But you can also do some fun things. You can attach little snowflake sequins if you want to. You can put little pictures, like family photos, on each one of these. There's so many different ways that you can decorate it, but I wanted to concentrate on the folding part of it. I hope you understood that. Just keep rewinding and watching how I did it. And that should help you make a really, really cool explosion card. So fun. I really want to create a bunch of these for the new year. Have 2021 on there, open it up, and have a bunch of little confetti just fall right out and say, thank you, 2021. Please, please be better than 2020. So I hope I've given you some inspiration. If you have any questions about the measurements, just send me an email at stampinwithcharlene.com. Have a great Thanksgiving holiday. Please stay safe, everyone, and I will see you back here next week.